Your feelings are the reason you're stuck. They're the reason you skip workouts, quit early, stay comfortable. If you keep living based on how you feel, you'll never become who you're meant to be. So here's why you need to live by principles instead. Now, the first thing I'm going to say is pretty much obvious. Feelings change, principles don't. One day you feel motivated, the next you feel drained. But if your actions depend on your mood, you will always be inconsistent. It's honestly a bit like discipline, but principles are the anchor. They keep you grounded when everything else is shifting. No matter if you're feeling drained or if you're feeling tired or whatever the case is, because of your principle that you have to yourself or in life in general, you will get those things done. You will not miss that workout. You will do that task. You will do whatever it is because you're living by your principles. And that's very important to have as a man, not even just a man, as a human being. Having principles and keeping promises to not only yourself but to others. Not saying one thing and then doing the next thing. If you say you're going to do something, you're actually doing it. And you don't need motivation to have principles. You don't need motivation at all. I hate all this motivation stuff. You don't need motivation. You need standards. Standards for yourself. Stop chasing motivation and set a standard. A certain standard of yourself that you cannot disobey. Standards and principles like I train no matter what. I don't negotiate with laziness. Things like that is holding yourself to a higher regard, and it makes sure that you're not slipping into anything that is against those standards and against those principles. Turn action into non-negotiables. If you have to go to the gym, it's a day that you have to go to the gym. It's non-negotiable because it's gym day. Today's Monday. Today is chest, shoulders, and triceps. It's non-negotiable how you feel. You're supposed to do that workout because that is your training split and that is the day you do it. So it doesn't matter what you have to do. Find time. If you have something to do early in the morning, you have somewhere to go or a meeting or whatever the case is, you wake up earlier. You always have to make time for those things, for those actions, because that is the standard you're setting for yourself. And everyone talks about discipline nowadays, but no one's actually living that life. I actually am living that disciplined lifestyle, so I can make videos like this about principles and setting standards for yourself, because this is something that I live by. And discipline isn't about hype, it's about having rules that you do not break. And this leads me on to another thing I want to say, another point I want to make. If your feelings win, you lose respect for yourself. You lose respect for yourself. Honestly, every single time you say I'll do it tomorrow, or I'm not up for it today, or I'll do it another time, your brain remembers. And over time, you start to trust yourself less. And over time, your brain gets used to that mindset of giving up. You become a quitter, you become a loser, essentially. Everything we say to ourselves, every action we take, our brain remembers. Every time you feel like being lazy, but you do the hard work anyway, your brain remembers. And every time you get into those states, it's easier to break out of it because your brain remembers. Every time those thoughts come, you do the action anyway. And this is exactly why I'm saying living by principles is important, because if you live by principles, you build that trust with yourself, and trust is the root to confidence. With trust, you build confidence. Confidence not only in life, but within yourself. Principles protect you from being emotionally hijacked. If you have principles, no matter what you see on social media, the news, whatever it is, you stick to your principles and you cannot get hijacked by something you see. Now, the last point I want to mention before I wrap up this video is you'll never feel like the person you want to become. The version of you that's disciplined, confident, successful, he doesn't wake up feeling excited every day, but he has to show up anyway. He just has to, because he has those principles. And that's what separates the version of him that never changes.